This is Join the Crowd Radio.
Hey gang, what's up? It's your boy Martinelli of MotzyMader.com, JoinDaCrowd.com, Playlist of Life. This is episode 29, How to Vibe to Soulja Boy. Finally got the opportunity to put this one out for you guys. It's been a long journey, just taking care of a lot of things under the Join the Crowd umbrella. Pretty much just maintaining, man. We're going to see where we're going to take this next level of how we do these playlists. But tonight, we're going to knock this one out for you. This playlist was actually released on May 30th. Had fun putting this together. It's 24 tracks. We got about, I want to say, 13 to 14 solo Soulja Boy songs, and all the rest of the songs that he was either featured on or songs that he collaborated with, because it's two Chief Keef songs on there that he collaborated with off, Chief Keef mixtapes. So before we get into breaking down the songs and the origins and the producers, I want to tell you a little bit about this playlist. From the moment he discovered how to use LimeWire to his advantage, we knew Soulja Boy would be a special artist. With songs like Crank That, Turn My Swag On, and She Make a Clap becoming viral sensations, we knew there were many songs we would love from young Draco. Even with all the hate he gets, you can't deny the fact that he has a tour-worthy collection of music. So with this playlist of 24 songs, which clocks in about an hour and a half of music, let's dive into some of our personal favorites from his catalog. First song off this playlist is going to be Crank That Soulja. It was produced by Soulja Boy himself and released May 2nd, 2007. One of the most notorious songs of all time, Crank That is a breakthrough debut single from Chicago rapper and television personality Soulja Boy. Even though he says his basis is Atlanta, he was actually born in Chicago. Serving as the first single from his 2007 debut album, the song quickly blew up to hit the #1 spot on the Billboard 100 on September 14, 2007, where it stayed for 7 weeks. Crank That went on to become one of the biggest hits from the snap genre, and it's still remembered as one of the most prominent dance songs of the 2000s to this day. Next song off this playlist is going to be Ya from Soulja Boy. It features A-Rab. It was produced by Soulja Boy. It was released August 7, 2007, and it was track number 8 off his SouljaBoyTellHim.com album. According to Stereo Gum, Ya is a spirited ode to the joy of yelling in people's faces. Vice defined it as a gibberish-filled song where Soulja Boy incoherently yells, "Ya, trick, ya." Oh man. Next song off this playlist is going to be Soulja Girl by Soulja Boy. It features I-15. It was produced by Mr. Collar Park and Carlos Las Vegas Thornton. It was released October 1st, 2007, and it was track number 10 off of SouljaBoyTellHim.com. This was actually the second single off of SouljaBoyTellHim.com, and even though it was a top 40 hit in the United States, it never followed the success of Crank That. Next song off this playlist is going to be Dunk by Soulja Boy. It was produced by Soulja Boy himself. It was released May 4th, 2008. Dunk is the fifth and final single from Soulja Boy's first studio album, SouljaBoyTellHim.com. A dunk is a slang term for attractive buttocks on a female. So if you got that big juicy booty, during that time, dunk was the word to use. Next song off this playlist is going to be Babes by Soulja Boy. It features A-Rab. It was produced by Soulja Boy and it was released February 19, 2007. It's essentially an ode to the fashion brand Bathing Ape. The lyrics describe the rapper's excitement and pride in acquiring and wearing the shoes, with multiple mentions throughout the song of how he got him some bathing apes. The chorus is a repetition of this statement with added emphasis through the use of multiple I gots and shouts of Ya. The verse also contained a description of the bathing ape shoes, highlighting their distinctive style and colors. Soulja Boy boasts about being fresh to death and having shoes that shine so hard they might hurt your face. This was one of those songs at that time when the bathing ape sneaker was a big thing and a bathing ape clothes was a big thing. He decided to be one of the first people to actually make a song about it. Next song off this playlist is going to be Kiss Me Through the Phone by Soulja Boy. It features Sammy and it was produced by Mr. Collie Park and Jim Johnson. And this was actually number 6 off of his I Soulja Boy Tell Him album. One of many historical pieces of musical writing by Soulja Boy. In this particular masterpiece, Soulja Boy describes his lust for a certain female, whom he cannot be with at this moment, so he calls her to tell her to kiss him through the phone. Next song off this playlist is going to be Turn My Swag On by Soulja Boy. It was produced by Natural Disaster and Antonio Top Cat Randolph. It was released December 13, 2008, and it was actually number 3 off of I Soulja Boy Tell Him. This song basically describes his daily routine as he turns his swag on after waking up. He then goes into his mirror and examines his physique in a marvelous fashion. Then he talks about how his haters is hating on him when he's in fact the one that's getting money. After that, he goes back home, sits in the dark with the swag off, and then he goes to bed, and the next day he repeats his routine. This is one of those songs that motivate you. This one song right here is the reason I put this playlist together. I was in my apartment chilling on the day off, just relaxing, bored as hell. Not really motivated to do anything, so I said, let me turn some music on. Put this song on, and next thing you know, I was in here cleaning my apartment like it was nothing. You know, music is definitely a big motivation for a lot of us, especially me. Like, I can't go a day without listening to some music. And this song, Turn My Swag On, was the one that created this playlist. Salute to Soulja Boy for that. Next song off this playlist is going to be Birdwalk. It was produced by Mr. Cali Park and Soulja Boy. It was released October 28, 2008, and this was actually track number 2 off of I Soulja Boy Tell Him. The first single, which he performed at the MTV, made head-to-head hip-hop challenge with the contestants doing the actual dance to the Birdwalk. The single peaked at number 40 on the Billboard Hot R&B and Hip Hop Songs chart and number 17 on the Hot Raps chart. It also peaked at number 2 on the Billboard Bubbling Under Hot 100 Singles chart on the week of January 10th, 2009. Watch me do my birdwalk. Watch me do my birdwalk. Next song off this playlist is going to be Gucci Bandana by Soulja Boy. It features Shorty Low and Gucci Mane. It was produced by Soulja Boy, and it was actually track number 4 off of I Soulja Boy Tell Him. See, Gucci Bandana refers to a hairband made by the designer brand Gucci. Throughout the song, the artist used Gucci products as symbols of wealth and success. Soulja Boy raps about his Gucci outfit from head to toe, his expensive watch, and his good life. Gucci Mane also boasts about his wealth, including his Gucci bag, his Gucci sandals, his double G underwear. Shorty Low flexes with his wealth too, showing off his ocean view house and expensive watch. The repeated chorus, Gucci Bandana, further reinforces the theme of materialism and success. The song was released in 2008, and like I said, it was off the I Soulja Boy Tell Him album, and this was one of those joints that when TikTok started popping, it got popular later on, around like 2020, 2021, during like that pandemic era. This was one of those songs that people was doing like little dances and shit too. Gucci Bandana, Gucci Bandana. Next song off this playlist is going to be Pretty Boy Swag by Soulja Boy. It was produced by G5 Kid. It was released February 27, 2010, and this was actually track number 5 off his third album, The DeAndre Way. The song became a meme in early 2019 on the video sharing platform TikTok. As part of the Pretty Boy Swag transformation meme, users upload short videos of themselves where they transform into their favorite pop cultures. It's pretty dope, man. I mean, I feel like a lot of his songs, got that TikTok viral moment. You see what I'm saying? Just because of his cadence and his flow and how he incorporates a lot of dance moves and a lot of repetition in the hooks and the verses. So he kind of found a way to make sure when he put out a record that hits, it actually goes viral because of social media. Next song off this playlist is going to be Mean Mug by Soulja Boy featuring 50 Cent. It was produced by Rico Beats, and it was track number 7 off the DeAndre Way album. Soulja Boy tells MTV Rap Fix Live how 50 Cent stuck up for him in his early days when his hip-hop cred was questioned. To have 50 have my back, that's definitely exciting. It's an achievement. 50 don't mess with no rappers. When I came out, there was a lot of people hating on me that felt like I wasn't real to the game. Don't hate the player, hate the game. 50 shed light on me and he came to my defense. And that's how the song came about. He said he played it for 50, and 50 was like, next. And when Mean Mug came on, 50 was like, oh wait, what's that? Whoa, that's the one. I have to get on that one. And that's how Mean Mug came about. Next song off this playlist is going to be Speakers Going Hammer by Soulja Boy. It was produced by Boy Wonder. It was released October 19, 2010, and it was track number 4 off the DeAndre Way. The lyrics of Speakers Going Hammer reflect Soulja Boy's lifestyle, emphasizing loud music and a vibrant party atmosphere. The song includes lines about waking up early and interacting with the neighbors, encapsulating a carefree and celebratory mood. Alright, next song off this playlist is going to be She Make It Clap by Soulja Boy. It was produced by Phantom and it was released March 12, 2021. The song was initially self-released on March 15, 2021 before seeing a wider global release under Virgin Music on April 5, 2021. Following its release, the song gained tens of millions of plays across streaming platforms while also reaching the number 23 spot on the US Billboard mainstream R&B hip-hop airplay, as well as both the US and global top Triller charts. Soulja Boy previewed two unreleased remixes of the song, one with French Montana and the other with Nicki Minaj during a live versus match with American rapper Bow Wow. According to Soulja Boy, the song was recorded during a live Twitch broadcast as a freestyle on his personal computer. Another one of those ways where he used social media to his advantage. You gotta love the kid for that. I mean, he's been doing it his whole career. Next song off this playlist is going to be All the Way Turned Up by Roscoe Dash. It features Soulja Boy. It was released January 2nd, 2010, and it was produced by Vibe and KE on the track. Roscoe Dash had recorded this song by himself in his basement when he used to go by Shadow Fade. He then came across the Travis Porter rap group through his cousin YT. Roscoe Dash let them listen to the track and let them include it on their mixtape, I'm a Different Runner. Roscoe Dash was also featured on it as Shadow Fade, but he felt like he was not getting the full credit he deserved. This led to a clash between Roscoe Dash and Travis Porter. Roscoe Dash then realized he needed a new identity from Shadow Fade. That's where Roscoe Dash, the name, came about, and then that's when he re-recorded it and put Soulja Boy on it, which turned out to be the club hit that we love today. And this was all through Interscope. So that's kind of dope that he actually said, you know what, Soulja Boy is the person I need to put on this song. And it's one of those joints every time you go out, you're definitely going to hear this song play. It's like no way around it at the end of the day. Next song off this playlist is going to be 300 Remix by Chief Keef. It features Soulja Boy. It was produced by Young Chop, and it was track number 11 off the mixtape Back from the Dead. The crazy thing about this, Soulja Boy was one of the early people to be on a whole Chief Keef wave before, that viral video for Don't Like, came about, but he's always been like one of those guys that's tapped into what's going on. So that's another reason for you to show love and respect what Soulja Boy has contributed to hip-hop and what he has contributed to just the industry within itself. Next song off this playlist is going to be Marco Polo by Bow Wow. It features Soulja Boy. It was produced by Soulja Boy, and it was released August 4th, 2008. At that time, Soulja Boy and Bow Wow was considered like the young pioneers of swag rap, and they used this song in this genre to become popular. With this song, they kind of acknowledged the emptiness of their fans and their songs, because there was a wave where you had the Millennium Tour, and anybody that was like hip-hop, pop, swaggy at that time, they all went on this amazing tour, you feel what I'm saying? And just to see people like Bow Wow and Soulja Boy and all the young groups that came out at that time, to see them all collab and put a show on together for the young girls, the kids at that time, was just amazing. And I believe the Millennium Tour is still going on to this day. You got B2K, you got Omarion, you got Chris Brown, all those young groups at that time, man. Like, a lot of dope young groups, but Bow Wow pretty much stood out on that tour, and Soulja Boy was another one that really stood out on that tour, as well as people like Chris Brown and B2K. Next song off this playlist is going to be New Drip by Soulja Boy. It was produced by Othello and Dillip. It was track number 4 off of Fago. When this dropped, man, what was it, January 10th, 2019, when this dropped, man, the beat was just crazy. It was like a new Soulja. You see what I'm saying? A new energy, a new vibe, a more mature Soulja. But we loved it. It was one of those tracks that we enjoyed. We enjoyed the beat, we enjoyed the flow. A lot of people try to criticize it, a lot of people try to hate on it, but I mean, I was fucking with it when it dropped. Next song off this playlist is going to be X by Omarion. This actually features Bow Wow as well as Soulja Boy, and it was released October 1st, 2021. The song was produced by Greg Curtis, Again, this was one of those songs that came about during that Millennium Tour era where you had Ying Yang Twins, you had Bow Wow, you had Chris Brown, you had Soulja Boy, you had Lloyd, you had Sammy, you had Pretty Ricky, Ashanti. Like during that time, man, these young kids was just putting songs together with each other, going on tour, having fun. At that time, Morion was going through something with his ex, and he decided to put his two homies, Bow Wow and Soulja Boy, on the song. Another dope record featuring Soulja Boy, man. Like, what can I say? Next song off this playlist is going to be Save That Shit by Chief Keef, produced by Young Chop, and it features Soulja Boy. This is track number 12 off of Back from the Dead. And like I said, just another collaborative effort with Soulja Boy with a young Chief Keef at that time. He didn't have to do this, but he decided to do it because, he was fucking with him. He knew he was the new up-and-coming rapper, the new up-and-coming star. I think at the time they both were still part of the whole Interscope umbrella, so he was just looking out for a label mate and somebody that he knew was next up. Next song off this playlist is going to be Really by The Game. It features Soulja Boy, 2 Chainz, Yo Gotti, and T.I. It was produced by The Mechanics and OZ. It was released September 23rd, 2014, and it was track number 3 off of Blood Moon, Year of the Wolf. Game crosses coasts and teams up with Southern legends to make a brand new banger for his album. So again, somebody knowing the impact of Soulja Boy and wanting to put him on a record and targeting certain markets and certain regions across the country, and he just so happened to be one of those artists that Game decided to put on. So salute to Soulja Boy for that. Next song off this playlist is going to be Pronto by Snoop Dogg. It features Soulja Boy, of course. It was produced by the B-Don. It was released December 1st, 2009, and it was track number 7 off for Snoop's Malice in Wonderland album. I feel like a person like Snoop Dogg can do a record with anybody, and it'd be a banger, it'd be a hit. He's probably one of the most beloved and well-known music artists, rap artists, hip-hop artists of our time. You can tell from the things he did with Martha Stewart, to his gospel albums, to his reggae albums, to his books, to his movies, to his transition from Death Row to No Limit, to putting out his own label. Like, he's one of the biggest icons in hip hop. And for him to take the time out to put Soulja Boy on the song with him, you gotta love and respect that, man. Next song off this playlist is going to be Bingo by Gucci Mane. It features Soulja Boy and Waka Flocka. It was produced by Scott Storch. It was released December 8th, 2009, and it was track number 7 off the Steve vs. Radic Davis. So, with this song, I feel like the fact that Soulja Boy had Gucci Mane on the record, Gucci Mane put Soulja Boy on the record. And I feel like at the time, I think he was locked up at the time, or he was about to go to prison at the time, hence why you see him in a jumpsuit and handcuffs on his album cover. But again, somebody looking at the talent and the success and the charisma and the consistency of Soulja Boy and deciding to put him on a record with him. So again, gotta salute him for that, man. Next song off this playlist is going to be Heavy Motion by Soulja Boy. This was track number 1 off The Influence. It was released February 7th, 2025. This is one of those later songs that Soulja Boy put out. Right now, I feel like he's independent. He can release music whenever. He can release it on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram. And I feel like Heavy Motion was one of those songs he was like, yo, let me show him how updated I am in this 2025 era. Let me show him how updated I am in this blog era, in this streaming era. You see what I'm saying? He's one of those kids that he's always going to put out music regardless if you like it or not. And Heavy Motion is just one of those songs that you just vibe out to, because if you're a Soulja Boy fan or if you like his music, you already know how he's bringing it. So at the end of the day, it's one of those songs where you can say, yeah, I can tell this is a Soulja track. Now we've come to the last song on this playlist, and it's Lil Wayne's Trigger Finger. It features Soulja Boy. It's produced by Crazy Mike Foster and Juicy J, and it was track number 7 off I Am Not a Human Being 2. Now, a lot of people say Soulja Boy's verse on here is probably one of the worst verses ever, but at the end of the day, it's a legend like Lil Wayne putting Soulja Boy on his album. You get what I'm saying? Another legend deciding to put the kid who everybody hates again, who everybody has bad things to say about when it comes to his music, not even realizing the success of the records and the albums and the singles that he put out. Lil Wayne said, you know what? Look, Soulja, I got a track for you. Come jump on this with me. So again, you gotta respect that because he has legends reaching out to him to be put on songs. And the crazy thing about it, the beat is sampled from the song of Leonardo da Vinci's Part 1 from the Assassin's Creed 2 soundtrack. So you get that whole Assassin's Creed thing in there, that's a good look. That was a game, a movie, like all of that. So at the end of the day, you gotta respect it, man. And like I said, I put this playlist together after listening to one song. I was letting it play and I was like, damn, Shorty do got a lot of hits. The homie do got a lot of hits. And that's how I came up with How to Vibe the Soulja Boy. A playlist like this is not for everybody, but it's something that sparked my interest, and that's just why I put it out. And that's what it's all about, when you're able to control what you do and how you see things and music that you feel. If you want to put it out there, put it out there. If you want people to see you and see it from a different perspective, put it out there. And that's how to Vibe the Soulja Boy came about. But again, you already know how I do. This is your boy Motzy Says, playlist of life for life, join the crowd for life. And I'm just showcasing the different perspectives of how I see music, how I convey music, how I listen to music, and how I like to stream and put out music. So at the end of the day, this is one of those things where you can sit back and either hate it or love it. But you gotta take the time out to listen to it, to understand the perspective of why I put these playlists together. Now let's get into my favorite part, the conclusion of all these episodes. My Motzy Says. I can almost guarantee that when I announced the Soulja Boy playlist, people were wondering why I had chosen him. It all started when I was getting ready to leave my apartment one day and wanted to hear turn my swag on. I decided to clean up a little bit, rearrange things, mess around with a few things, and I didn't realize the song was over, so I just let the next few songs play. And that's when I noticed that he had a great catalog of hits. A few days later, I listened to about 30 records that were either his or ones he was featured on, and it turned into a vibe. I thought, damn, I might as well just make a playlist. So a spontaneous music moment turned into playlist 29, How to Vibe the Soulja Boy. You feel what I'm saying? Hope you guys enjoyed this. Hope I gave you guys some perspective of why I put this together. If there's things that you didn't know about these records, now you do know. And I can only hope you guys actually go back and take a listen to the playlist and see how I synced it, how I sequenced it, and how I put the song together. I wanted to give all his records that he had solo its shine, so I kind of did it like album by album with all the hit records, and then after that, all the joints that I personally like that he was featured on. This is your boy Motzy Says of MotzyMedia.com, JoinDaCrowd.com, playlist of life. This is episode 29, How to Vibe the Soulja Boy. Episode 30 will be coming. I'm just waiting for you guys to see what I have in store next. I'm going to be very excited. Other than that, until we meet again.
JoinDaCrowd.com.